welcome to episode 1 of Locker Talk.
Home of the Spinning World Heavyweight Championship.
I am your host, Colton, as always, by my side, my co-host, Matt. This is episode 1 of Locker Talk, the show everything WWE, past, present, and future. We're going to have a great show for you today, but first we're going to do a little bit of an introduction to get to know us a little bit. So, Matt, why don't you take it away?
Hi, I am Matt, the main event, and I'm 21 years old, and I've been a wrestling fan, a hardcore wrestling fan since about 2005, 2006. Some of my favorite current wrestlers that you'll hear me talk highly of during the show are Dean Ambrose, Bad News Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, and Adrian Neville, even though he's down in Florida. I love what those boys are doing down there. Some of my all-time favorite wrestlers are the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, Edge, the Rated R Superstar, and Shawn Michaels, the Showstopper. Love anything hardcore wrestling, love the Attitude Era, all that stuff. Back to you, Colton.
All right, thanks, Matt. As I said before, I am Colton. I've been a wrestling fan since about 1998, way back in the heyday of the Attitude Era. Some of my current favorite stars, as you can see with my totally awesome t-shirt, Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, Bad News Barrett, Sami Zayn doing great work down there in the NXT, along with a lot of other great guys down there. Some of my all-time favorite stars are Shawn Michaels, like Matt said, the Showstopper, The Undertaker, Mick Foley, and probably Chris Jericho as well. And with all that said, this show, we're just going to give you our Fast Lane pick since that's about 24 hours from right now. You should get excited for that. So, Matt, take it away.
All right, the first match we're going to go over here is the Divas match. Paige versus Nikki Bella. Personally, I'm gonna go with Paige here, winning the Divas Championship. Title back. She's gonna carry this match. Nikki Bella is not the best wrestler. It's gonna be Paige all the way.
I agree. I think Paige is gonna carry the match. She's probably the best diva on the main roster. However, I have Nikki Bella retaining the title, potentially using some twin magic or some other form of trickery to defeat Paige. Next, we're going to go to a modern-day Owen versus Bret Hart. We're going to have Stardust against Goldust, and what hopefully is a good match. Those are both great athletes, but I think the younger brother, Stardust, Cody Rhodes, is going to win this match.
Brother versus brother. It's theoretically a good idea. And in this case, it literally is a good idea, as these two are amazing athletes. Goldust obviously is getting a little older, but he can still put on a great show. I think Goldust is going to pull this one out to push Stardust a little over, push the younger brother over to WrestleMania to a great match. On to our third one, we're going to go with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd against the Usos for the Tag Team Championships. I'm going to go with Cesaro Kidd. They're fun to watch. They're amazing to watch. I have a great time watching them. They can really jumpstart the tag team division, and they're going to be great tag champions.
All right, yeah, I agree. I also have Cesaro and Tyson Kidd winning the tag team titles over the Usos. I love the Usos. They put on a great show, but I think it's time Cesaro and Tyson Kidd get their chance to run with the titles and to prove themselves. The next match we have is a match just fresh off of SmackDown. We have Seth Rollins, Big Show, and Kane facing off against Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback. As if you've watched Monday Night Raw or SmackDown these past few weeks, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins have been stealing the show every night. They've been putting on great matches. I expect the same from this match. I'm going to say the win goes to Eric Rowan, Ryback, and Dolph Ziggler. With the help of a returning Randy Orton to set up a little match between him and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
I have one word for this match, folks, and it is stale. It's almost hard to swallow. Does the creative team think we're blind? We've seen this. We've seen this for the past, 5-6 months. It's just a hard match to watch with all these same guys in it. However, Ziggler and Rollins tear the roof down anywhere. You put them in the desert with no wrestling ring, they're still going to tear the roof down. They're just that good of wrestlers. They're naturally born talent off the charts. However, they have the opportunity, even though they're in a tag match, to steal the show here, just the two of them. I'm going to give the win to Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback, with Ryback giving an amazing performance and possibly picking up Big Show clean off his feet and giving him a shell shock. Which brings us to our fifth match, and this match I personally believe is the best built match. Cena versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship. My hat is off to the WWE creative team, and that is one of a rare incidents you'll ever see me do that to the creative team for WWE. They have the fans actually cheering for John Cena again. Touche, folks, touche. I'm going to give Rusev, however, the win here. He is undefeated. I'm going to give Rusev a clean win against John Cena, retaining the U.S. Championship, and we're going to see an amazing blockbuster match at WrestleMania.
Fun fact, John Cena has not tapped out since 2004 at No Way Out to Kurt Angle. He hasn't tapped out, and so Rusev is going to have to do a little something other than the accolade. I believe Rusev is going to win this match. As you said, this is a tough match to determine. There's so many different ways it can go. Either disqualification, countouts, whatever. But I'm going to say Rusev wins with a little bit of trickery. I said there's no way Cena passes, or no way he taps out. He might have to pass out, which they've done just about every pay-per-view with a Rusev match. But yeah, I'm going to give Rusev the win, which leads us into our next match for the Intercontinental title. Dean Ambrose against Bad News Barrett, both of our favorite guys, so we're both really excited for this match. Quite simply put, Wade Barrett retains the title just based on the fact that I think to make the victory at WrestleMania for Dean Ambrose all that sweeter if they decide to go that way. So I'm going to say Wade Barrett retains with the Bull Hammer.
Dean Ambrose, let me tell you what. You want to talk about someone you don't want to meet down a dark alley is an unstable Dean Ambrose. It's going to be an amazing match. It's going to be Attitude Era-esque. Let me tell you what, these two boys, they know how to wrestle. You tell them to go in there, you tell them to bleed buckets, they say, all right, we'll bleed more buckets than you want. They're dedicated to this business. They're wrestlers is what they are. They're not superstars, none of that junk. They're wrestlers. And it's going to be an amazing smash mouth wrestling match. Dean Ambrose, fun to watch. However, he doesn't know what the word defense is. That makes it even better. I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose walking away with the Intercontinental title here. Right. Which brings us into our seventh match. Roman Reigns versus the fan favorites, always energetic, bearded fighter, Daniel Bryan.
It is the year of the GOAT,
Folks, I'm going to give this to you straight up with no chaser. This is a gimme match for the fans. This is so the fans don't riot, essentially. For Daniel Bryan, he has so many fans, great wrestler, and he didn't win the Royal Rumble. People didn't like that, obviously. However, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns, just straight up winning. I mean, Daniel Bryan's going to get punched in the mouth here, and Roman Reigns is going to win with a 1-2-3.
I agree. I have Reigns crushing everyone's dreams and defeating Daniel Bryan in a clean finish. I think Daniel Bryan is the best guy that could have put Roman Reigns in to lead up to WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan always puts on a great match. He's one of those guys who just never has a great match, like we said earlier, with Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. Bryan's going to make Reigns look like $1 million, and whether people choose to boo or cheer Reigns at the end of the night, I think he's going to come out with a win after a great match to set up a match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And speaking of great matches that we're hopefully going to get at WrestleMania, the stare down between Sting and Triple H, WWE against WCW. We've been waiting a long time to see this. And I think it's going to be a great confrontation. I think you might see a little trickery out of Triple H, the COO, using the authority to try to get to Sting, but I don't think it's going to work. The Vigilante, the franchise, as he's been called more times than we care to hear. Matt, what do you think we got on this one?
The Vigilante Sting. He will make an appearance. You will see him in full war paint. You will see him in the trench coat, full leather. There will be no fighting, however, at Fastlane, I do predict. But their match at WrestleMania, let me tell you folks, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, we will be talking about the sledgehammer versus the ball bat, and it will be legendary, folks.
I agree. That's about it for Fastlane. I think we're going to wrap up the show right there. Look forward to future episodes, guys. I think on the docket we're going to have looking at the WWE Hall of Fame, who we think should be in, who deserves to be in, who might make it in, who might not, people who are already in, who maybe shouldn't be. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry about that, folks. A little cough there. If you have any questions or comments or stuff you want to see on a future episode, we have our link to our Twitter at wwelockertalk down there in the description, as is our email address. We will hopefully have some shows where we just get to answer your guys' questions and comments and talk about topics that you want to hear about. Matt, it's about time to end the show. You got anything else to say?
Hashtag push rider.
Woo, woo, woo.
You know it.